Do you like me?
Just like me.
Like MeTV Fresno on Facebook. Get the latest news, interact with others, watch videos, become a fan of me. Exclusively brought to you by Ventura TV.
Hi, I'm John Mallos. Welcome to this edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Friday morning. It's Friday, Friday before Christmas. We're happy to have you along, and 'tis the season. 'Tis the season to be giving, of course. 436 MeTV option 11. A guest in the studio today to talk about a charitable organization that has been around for the better part of 148 years. We're back with our program in just a moment. Glad to be back here on this Friday morning before Christmas, and of course Christmas is next Wednesday, and 'tis the season, of course, to be giving. And we're going to talk about a charitable organization. It's a Christian faith-based organization. It's been around so many years, a long time. Everybody knows this organization, and it really does help the needy in so many ways, not only in this country, but in so many countries, over 100 countries around the globe. It's been around a long time. It takes its share of hits, too, in terms of controversy. Of course, anything that is Christian or faith-based certainly does. But let's go to the videotape, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about on this Friday morning. Talking about the Salvation Army, a Christian faith-based charitable organization that has been helping people since it was founded in North England by William and Catherine Booth. Long time ago. In the beginning, though, it wasn't called the Salvation Army. It was called North London Christian Mission, and its mission was to feed the hungry, care for the homeless, and tend to the afflicted and the downtrodden. Well, the company later changed its name and arrived here in the U.S. back in 1885 and helped in a quasi-military fashion with officers and, of course, soldiers. Now, decades and decades later, the Salvation Army serves in 126 countries, and it helps 1.5 million people across the globe. As I said, it's Christian-based, it's faith-based, preaching the Word of God and taking in donations through the Victorian bell ringers that are become so famous and infamous around the globe. And of course, they have become the face of the organization, those bell ringers. There are some 25,000 more volunteers who help spread the word and the gospel, if you will, here and around the globe. Live in our studio right now is Carlos Armendariz, an officer with the Salvation Army. He is here to take your phone calls. And, of course, it is Friday morning. We hope that you turn down the sound on your TV set when you call in at 436 MeTV option 11. Remember, don't wait through the message. Just hit option 11 as soon as you possibly can. It is the season of giving. There's no question about it. If you got your questions all set to go for the Salvation Army on this Friday morning, call in 436 MeTV option 11. We're back with our guest in a moment.
Now, why don't you tell us the whole story right from the beginning? All right, from the beginning. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. My name's Friday. I carry a badge. Police officers.
You any idea who the other man was?
My partner's Bill Gannon.
Program?
We got just one big question.
Yeah.
When?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
How many times do you donate a year? Is it only during the holidays? Well, certainly the Salvation Army and other charitable organizations need your help year-round. There's no question about it. Places like the Food Bank and others, Catholic Charities, Diocese of Fresno needs help too. They'll be our guest next week. You'll hear from them and the executive director and what they're doing over there. But for now, today we're talking about the Salvation Army, and with me is Carlos Armendariz. You are an associate officer. You haven't been here that long in Fresno, have you?
No, my wife and I actually arrived in July.
Wow, so you've been here just a few months?
Just a few months.
Yeah, but you've been a member or a part of the Salvation Army for how long?
I've been a part of the Salvation Army since I was 12, so about 20 years.
Okay, so the Friday before Christmas, what you got going on, my friend.
Well, right now
what's happening?
We have our red kettles going out. Our campaign is still going. We're ringing until the 24th, and then Christmas Eve we'll pull them in, and we'll be done for the year. So if you have time, or anybody listening has time, we would encourage you to stop by our kettles and just make a donation.
Okay. Now, you know, I want to talk a little bit about this because recently this has been in the news. Somebody in Miami, maybe you heard about this, dropped off in one of the kennels a ring, a diamond ring that was worth, what, $3,500?
Wow.
You heard about that?
I have not heard about that. It's not uncommon, though. It's happened before. We've had people lose wedding rings or engagement rings. And
well, this apparently wasn't a lost ring. Somebody just put it in the kettle, and they had it obviously appraised, and it was appraised at $3,500.
Wow.
So that's how generous some people are. This was down in the Miami-Dade County area, so very generous on this. So you have a food drive going on right now, right?
We do. We collect food all throughout the year because the Salvation Army feeds the homeless and needy families. We have our social service department on Fulton Street, and people can come in and fill out the applications, and if they qualify, they get a food box, and so all the food donated is going out to the community.
We've got some videotape of the infamous bell ringers. There's no question. Okay, let's roll the videotape because everybody who, you know, relates to the Salvation Army can visualize these bell ringers all over the place. You're in front of Walmart. What other stores?
We're in front of Walmart, other grocery stores that are around, Walgreens, Save Mart, just different locations that allow us to stand.
The only one is Target. You're not in front of Target.
Well, we haven't been in front of Target in quite some time.
But yeah, but you're everywhere else.
Everywhere that we're able to stand, we're out there.
Yeah, you're not in front of my house, though. I checked that.
No, we're not.
So what's the significance of the bell ringers, in your opinion?
The significance of the bell ringers is a lot of the Salvation Army's income throughout the year is raised through our Christmas season through the kettle campaign. So all the money that's donated comes in, and we're able to use that to service the community, and that goes with our food boxes, it goes with our Christmas and toy distribution and all the other services that we offer, PG&E, that kind of stuff.
This might be a question that you can't answer, but roughly speaking, you have to give me an exact figure. Of the donations you take in through those red kettles there, how much of that makes up the entire portion for the year of donations?
I wouldn't be able to speak on the percentage necessarily. I do know that it kind of fluctuates the dollar amount.
Yeah.
Between 89 and 92 cents per dollar is utilized in actually servicing the community of Fresno and the Salvation Army worldwide.
Yeah, and those bell ringers are all over the country, right?
Mm-hmm,
not just here in the Central Valley.
Not just here in the Central Valley. They're all over.
Right. So in your opinion, what is the message the Salvation Army wants the public to know, wants to put out there on this, especially now, this holiday season?
Well, the Salvation Army is a tool that we feel that we've been called by God to go out and preach His gospel and to service the people. William Booth's motto was soup, soap, and salvation. So the 3 S's. The 3 S's. So we feed people, we get them cleaned up, and then we work on their salvation. And that's what our mission has been since the establishment of the Army, and that's what our goal is when we have our soldiers and everybody that goes out representing us, is just to witness on Christ's love.
And your food drive is about what?
Our food drive is just about getting people food. In this valley, there's a lot of hungry people. Our social service department is always in. A couple weeks ago, I sat down and just kind of chatted with people and asked specifically if they were here for utility assistance or Christmas signups, and a lot of them were just here for food. So
if somebody needs a hot meal, can they go to the Salvation Army and get one?
We used to have a program. Unfortunately, our funding went down, so we had to close the program. But anybody who comes to our department will get food.
In what way, shape, and form?
In a box form. So
okay, so you take it home, basically.
Yeah, you take it home and you can cook it. And we try to save things like the pop tops on cans, so that someone who is homeless can come in and grab a box, and we will give them that kind of stuff. That way, I mean, not every homeless person carries around a can opener, so the pop tops are utilized to make sure that they're able to access their food.
Okay, so if somebody needs a box of cereal, a can of food, soup, whatever, they can go to the Salvation Army and get it. It's kind of like the food. And you get your food from where? The food bank and other donations, right?
Yeah, Community Food Bank. We partner with them a lot. This last summer, we partnered with them in front of one of the TV stations and did a massive food drive. So
that's great. That's great. All right, call here. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead. Your question?
Thank you. Thank you. These are tough economic times. I guess it's kind of a comment, but tough economic times at the kettle, is giving up or is giving down compared to prior years? Are people being generous with their giving this year? I'm kind of curious. Thought I'd ask.
Yeah, this year our kettle's giving is actually down because Thanksgiving fell a few weeks later. We usually stand about a week or so before Thanksgiving.
You mean Thanksgiving and Christmas are too close together?
Yeah, they were too close together this year, so our time of standing in front of the stores was gone by about 2 weeks. So compared to last year, we're about 2 weeks down in our donations.
Yeah, overall though, have you seen people become more generous during the tough economic times or less generous because they have less to give?
We do have people who are giving in substantial amounts, but for the most of the time, it's just our regular donations coming in. The economic times is not only hitting those without, but those who've had before, and so their capacity to give is less this year.
What kind of items do you take in besides food?
We take non-perishables. So this year we did our coat-a-thon in front of Macy's off of the, River Park, and new and used clothing comes in, coat specifically, and we're going to be doing that distribution in the first week of January. So kids that get references from their schools on letterhead, they bring those letters to us and they will get a new or used coat.
Okay. Our guest today here on Connect With Me is Carlos Armendariz. He is from the Salvation Army. He is an associate officer, and if you want to call in, and donate something, feel free to do that. 436 MeTV option 11. We'll give you a location and a phone number for the Salvation Army where you can donate whatever you want to donate. Maybe it's money. Who knows? We're back with our show here in just a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Talking here about the Salvation Army, and 'tis the season to be giving. There's a lot to be said for that because there are a lot of people in need right now, even those who have jobs, part-time jobs, maybe those that are members of the middle class are not making as much money, they're not making ends meet. And are you seeing many of those middle class people come into your place?
We do. We do see people, and it's difficult.
More so than ever before?
I would say yes, and it's kind of difficult because their pride kind of takes a hit. So we in the Salvation Army, we just treat people with love and respect and are just emitting God's love to them. So when they come in, we try to make them as comfortable as possible throughout their process so they don't feel less than whatever situation.
Less than human.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
They want to keep their dignity. There's no question about that. And we do have a phone call here. 436 MeTV option 11 is our number. You can call in. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hi. Without putting you on the spot, I want to. Are you guys paid? Are you as a spokesman or whatever you do for the Salvation Army? Are you paid salary? Are you doing this volunteer work?
I myself, we get what's considered an allowance. We get the same amount of money every 2 weeks, regardless the amount of work that we put in, and that's basically how we're taken care of.
Okay, because I just asked because the local person, without saying where I live, but the person that runs the Salvation Army in our town, she drives a 2013 Mercedes-Benz and parks it in front of the place. And it just looks kind of weird there and parked in front of the Salvation Army with the Mercedes.
No, I can see how that would be something odd to look at in a charitable organization, but to just go comment on that, the Salvation Army actually has a list of approved vehicles that we're allowed to purchase. The majority of them are minivans because of families and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say I don't know the situation, but probably the Mercedes-Benz that the caller saw was probably that of an employee and not of a person in the Salvation Army, because that is not one of our approved vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause I thought the employees there were usually drug rehab or not going to jail or something like that. You know, that's the people that work in there. I just wondered because, you know, I mean, I know you guys do good. I mean, I'm not knocking you guys, but it's just that when it's parked there in front, it just kind of gives people a bad. It makes you guys look bad. I mean, not to be.
No, I hear that, and you know, sometimes I was saying earlier with the economy, sometimes we have people who are coming into our offices for services who are driving really expensive cars, but because they've been hit hard, their car might be something that is a priority to get to and from work, but it doesn't reflect what they actually make anymore.
Right, but the vehicles that the Salvation Army purchases, again, the list is you're only allowed to buy certain types, like a minivan, or what else?
Yeah, minivans, I don't really know the list, but they're very strict on the guidelines of what is allowed to purchase. So certain colors aren't allowed to be purchased, like red or black, because they're considered luxury colors.
How about white?
White, I drive a Toyota Sienna, a white minivan, so that's a car that majority of Salvation Army officers are driving.
The car that maybe that Mercedes that person saw, the caller just saw, you know, that maybe that was a personal vehicle, and that's perfectly okay. I see his point where the perception is kind of skewed a little bit once you see somebody from the Salvation Army driving a Lamborghini or a Mercedes or a Maserati, then that kind of gives the wrong impression.
I could understand that, and I could appreciate that as well.
Yeah. Let's get back to, I want to talk about the facilities. We do have some videotape here that we want to talk about. Your location is where?
We are on 1854 Fulton Street, just off of Fulton and Divisadero.
There's a building right there. Okay, and a telephone number real quick.
233-0139 is our office, and you can contact to either make donations or sign up for volunteer opportunities.
What's inside that building right there that we're looking at?
Actually, that building would be our rehabilitation center for men and women. We have people.
Meaning what?
They come that are either referenced on their own through family or they're
drug and alcohol rehab?
Drug and alcohol rehab. Okay. So that specific location.
How many can you house there at one time?
I believe I just read about 98 people at one time.
And you have counselors?
We do have counselors. We have case managers who are working with the men and the women both to make sure that they're on the straight and narrow. And a lot of people, both men and women, come to us through a reference of the court system.
Right. And so are they getting rehabilitated in most cases? Can you do some good in rehabilitating some of these people?
We do. Actually, the Salvation Army has a really high success rate. That is why a lot of the court systems kind of reference a lot of people to us, because not only through the rehab progress, but also we do reconnections with families and try to mend those relationships as well. So when they leave our facilities, they are well-rounded people.
All right, another call coming in. Good morning, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Again, without putting you on the spot, I just saw the thing. It is a white Mercedes, and it's there every day.
Oh,
I mean, it's not there just once in a while. It's there every day. Okay, just sorry to say that.
I just wonder if that's a personal vehicle, though. You know what I mean? So, okay. All right. Well, we appreciate the call, and thanks for following up and clarifying that. Talk about the counseling program. Why do you have such a high success rate? You mentioned that. What's the reason for that?
I think a lot of time the men and women come in, and I have actually had parents who were addicts themselves and have gone through not necessarily the Salvation Army program, but they went through a faith-based program, and I believe that's a lot of people in our society are lacking a relationship with God, and through that relationship they're able to mend their relationships with family and find strength within God that they weren't able to find through themselves to beat their addiction.
You preach the Word of God to them.
We do.
Okay. It is Christian-based, faith-based, and so this is pretty much the foundation of the Salvation Army, is it not?
Yes. Everything we do is based off of our faith.
Do you feel that the Salvation Army sometimes can be heavily criticized because they are Christian and faith-based?
Sometimes, I would say.
Because of the values that you preach the Word of God, obviously, and there are those who feel, hey, you know, I'm offended by some of the values that you're trying to impose on me.
Yeah, we do get criticized in different ways like that, but
in the media, right?
Yes, in the media, but we don't impose anything. We don't impose our faith on people. We don't shove Jesus down someone's throat, so to say. But we come in. When people sign up for our programs, they know that it's a faith-based organizations, that Bible studies are offered, and
but it's optional.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, we are talking to Carlos Armendariz. He is an associate officer here at the Salvation Army in Fresno. Another call coming in. Good morning. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, John. And Carlos, I think I know the answer about social. You don't take any money from the government, am I correct? That's my first question.
We do partner with the government on certain aspects. I know we have a senior facility that we get HUD grants from, and but it's not, the majority of what we offer in services is not through government grants.
Okay.
But we do take some.
You do take, there's something that you need, I'm sure. And, you know, during worship service, do you check for security as members come in? Is that the way you work? Is like any guns, possibly? I hate to use that word, but do you check anything there as they come in? Or you just go from faith that things will go well?
I think we just go on the side of faith that things will go well. All of our people
are
are
going
screened.
to church, right?
Yeah.
You don't check somebody to see if they have a firearm.
Yeah.
If they're walking through church,
yes.
do you? I don't think so.
We don't check for that kind of stuff. They are screened and filtered through and stuff when they sign up for our rehab programs.
Right.
But in our church services, God says, "Come as you are." So we encourage people to come, and we just have faith that we will be taken care of.
All right, time to take a break here and connect with me. Carlos Armendariz is the guest. 436 MeTV option 11. We're back with our program in just a moment.
1 Adam 12, 1 Adam 12.
This is Adam 12. It stars Martin Milner as Officer Pete Malloy, Kent McCord as Officer Jim Reed.
1 Adam 12, roger.
This black and white patrol car has an overhead valve V8 engine. It develops 325 horsepower at 4,800 RPMs. It accelerates from 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. It has a top speed of 120 miles an hour. The automobile has 2 shotgun racks, one attached to the bottom portion of the front seat, one in the vehicle trunk.
You want me to drive?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Back here on Connect with Me. If you are in the mood for giving this year, give to the Salvation Army if you can. And once again, the address is
1854 Fulton Street. Or they could go to our online redkettle.org for people who can't get out to the stores. They can donate from the comfort of their home.
Okay, and also the phone number, real quick.
559-233-0139 is the number to our office.
Okay. You know, Carlos, I have a calendar here. See, we had a show yesterday on the Huntington Boulevard Historical Homes. Doug Hansen designed this calendar. We have 6 of them here at Ventura TV, located at 39. What's the address? 3619. I don't even know where we are. 3619 East Ventura Avenue in Fresno. We have 6 at the front desk. If you want to come in and get some of these Huntington Boulevard calendars, it's got the drawings inside done by Doug Hansen. So come down to the store. Don't call in right now. You're not going to get one if you call in. Just come down to the store and pick one up. We have about 6 or 7 of these left for our viewers to pick up at their leisure. Anyway, Carlos, you provide disaster relief, humanitarian aid across the globe, meaning what? If there's a disaster in Haiti, if there's a disaster in the Middle East someplace, the Salvation Army shows up?
Yes, the Salvation Army shows up, and we provide counseling and support to those who are suffering from the crisis. We also do food and shelter, and we're just there to be a presence and to help people throughout whatever tragedies that they've gone through as far as a disaster service. I know a couple months back when we had the Colorado flooding, Captain Dwayne went out for about 2 weeks and led up a team of individuals who went out and did disaster services.
Do you partner with other agencies like the Red Cross? Like if you want to set up a triage or temporary housing or something of that nature?
The Red Cross is dispatched separately than us, and
you'll work with them on site, right?
Yeah, we do try to work with them. Generally, what I've seen in my personal experience is if we go to a location and the Red Cross is present, we tend to move to a different location, so we're not doubling up our services in one spot.
Oh, I see. But you're not adversaries. You're working in conjunction with each other. Is that right?
I believe we have the same mission to service people. I don't know necessarily. I can't really speak on whether or not we are partners in things, but I would say the goal to assist people in what they're going through, it would be a common goal that we have as far as the organizations are concerned.
Good deal. Another call here. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. Your question. Hello, caller. Caller. Oh, I guess they were anxious to hang up. Not enough patience here on this holiday season. Anyway, we got to learn more patience. Isn't that what you preach? Patience, patience, patience.
Yeah, patience. I've learned my share of patience. I have 4 kids myself, so patience is something that we teach to other people as well as ourselves.
Why do you think the Salvation Army has lasted 148 years?
I would have to say that I believe that God has blessed our organization, our churches. We go out and we preach the Word of God and live our lives according to what the gospel says. So I would say that our organization has been blessed through that, and we've been able to have a long-standing career.
All right. You seem like a really nice guy, nice young man. I don't want to put you on the spot too much, but I got to ask you about this because a lot of people are probably going to be wondering about this.
Okay.
And there's a lot of controversy in the media, stories written, television news stories about certain companies out there, like the Boy Scouts, like Chick-fil-A, like Exxon and Purina and Cracker Barrel, and the Salvation Army. The question is, you are not prejudiced against those who, despite your Christian beliefs, those who are in the gay community, right? You will not reject anybody who comes to the door and says, you know, I am gay, this is my partner, we need food, we need shelter, we need rehab, we need clothing. Your answer would be?
You are welcome. The Salvation Army does not discriminate against people by gender, race, sexual preference, or their religious backgrounds. So anybody who needs our service, if they qualify through our screening process, they will get assistance. So,
why are those stories circulating out there so much?
I don't really know. People have sometimes their own issues, and in our counseling, we've learned that sometimes people carry their junk, and if maybe we say something...
What does that mean?
Well, sometimes, like I have, again, I was saying my parents were addicts, so I have a theory, or not a theory, I have an understanding of what an addict carries. Yeah, their baggage, and so maybe if we respond in a certain way, it triggers something, but
then
we
all
don't
of a
discriminate.
Sudden, the perception is out there that you're against, you know, homosexuality or those who believe in same-sex marriage or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that would be a perception, but it's not true.
Okay, good deal. Glad you cleared it up. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Caller. Hello, caller. Okay, got to go. We're short on time. Got a couple of minutes left here on Connect with Me. 436 MeTV option 11. Remember, turn down the sound. We've only got 2 minutes left, so if you want to call in, better do it quick. Anyway, other food, anything else besides the food drive that you've got coming up that you want to talk about real quick? We've only got a couple minutes left.
We have our Christmas toy distribution for people who have already been screened and filled out the application. That's coming on Monday.
Oh, where?
At Fresno Fairgrounds. They can come in and bring their applications. And again, it's for those who have already filled out applications. So if you just show up expecting it toys, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to help you. So those who have signed up and done the applications.
You will already have to have signed up.
Yes. To
be a part of this program. Last year you had how many?
I
know you weren't here last year.
I wasn't here last year. On average, we tried to serve
10,000? 10,000 last year from what I'm getting from the upper deck here.
Well, we will go with that.
Okay. The upper deck here at Connect with Me.
10,000 individuals, probably not necessarily 10,000 families, but men, women,
10,000 individuals, probably. Yeah. So if you want to go in and donate a toy so it'll get distributed by Monday, you can still do that this weekend.
Yes. Again, you can stop by our office at 1854 Fulton Street, or give us a call, or even if you wanted to, you could probably drop it by the kettle, and one of our bell ringers are volunteers.
What time does that toy drive take place on Monday?
I believe we start at about 9. There are different time frames, so 9, 10, and 11. And we will be there with all of our volunteers ready to distribute and just bring God through our Christmas experience and be able to bless families who are less fortunate.
Less than a minute left. Anything else?
We do have our programs throughout the year. We have our scouting programs. We do sponsor a Boy Scout troop and a Cub Scout pack. We have programs for men and women. Men on Monday night, it's a men's Bible study. Women can come in on Wednesday and do women's Bible study and just a time to fellowship. So we do have a lot to offer in the community aside from our donations and our fundraising. So just swing by and see what we're all about.
Yeah, and so this this big toy drive takes place on Monday. It is the eve before Christmas Eve.
It is.
On the 23rd at the Fresno Fairgrounds. If you want to donate those toys so somebody will get something under the tree on Christmas Day, go to the Salvation Army and donate at the address. One more time, we got 5 seconds.
1854 Fulton Street.
All right, good deal. We wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year to you and your family. Thanks for being here. Carlos Armendariz of the Salvation Army. We hope that you go out and try to donate for that big toy drive. Last year there were 10,000 individuals who reaped the benefits of what your donations have done here in the Central Valley. We're back with another edition of Connect with Me on Monday. A special guest will be here, and we hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno.